Straight ahead on 12 News, a crucial push for votes. How teachers in the Robbinsdale School District are now involved in 2 levy requests. Then the numbers say the job picture is improving, but is it really? We get perspective from local job seekers. But first, a missing persons search now on day 3 in Plymouth. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone. Crews continued their search today for a missing kayaker in Plymouth.
Paul Michael Bust was last seen early Saturday morning on Medicine Lake. Cassie Bonstrom has the latest.
Mike and Alex, friends and family have been waiting by the boat launch just behind me, hoping for any news about the whereabouts of Paul Michael Bust. Crews were back on the water Monday morning for a third day of searching for the missing 31-year-old St. Louis Park man. Micklebust was last seen Saturday at 2:30 a.m. kayaking with a friend on Medicine Lake. Somehow the kayak overturned. The friend made it safely back to shore, but Micklebust hasn't been seen since. Authorities didn't know about the missing man until another boater came across the overturned kayak about 100 yards from shore and called 911. Sheriff Rich Stanek says they're not sure why no one called earlier, but it doesn't appear at this point that foul play is involved.
It doesn't appear to be. I mean, again, it's a missing person case, and that's how we're treating it. There's a gap in time here that we're trying to figure out what exactly happened during that gap in time and why was there a gap in time.
While search crews do their work, the Salvation Army is keeping everyone well fed.
We'll be here until they say they're done.
Offering food and drinks to family, deputies, and divers.
When they come in from under the water, it's nice to have a cup of hot coffee, and you'd be surprised how good hot dogs taste.
Authorities will continue using sonar and dive teams to search the lake, but they're also exploring other options, looking for any clues as to what happened.
We have a lot more questions than we have answers to. Until we locate and have a chance to talk or find Mr. Michael Bust, everything else is just speculation.
In Plymouth, I'm Cassie Bonstrom, 12 News.
Authorities say they believe alcohol was a factor in the incident.
The Republican candidate for governor, Jeff Johnson of Plymouth, is getting support from New Jersey Governor Christie. The two toured Global Academy in Columbia Heights this afternoon. The school has many students on free or reduced price lunch, and 74% are students of color. But Global Academy students score higher than the state average in reading, math, and science, and Johnson says the school is proof that closing the achievement gap is attainable.
For me as governor, I'm not going to sleep until we start actually narrowing this achievement gap and better serving our kids in this state.
I'm here because I think Jeff can win this race. And so I think that should be an important sign from the RGA's perspective about our commitment here.
The latest poll by the website Real Clear Politics shows Governor Mark Dayton holding a 10-point edge over Jeff Johnson. Election Day is only 3 weeks away, and voters in the Robbinsdale School District will have to decide whether to support 2 levy requests.
One question on the ballot would renew the current operating levy. The other would fund technology. As Delane Cleveland reports, supporters say they have work to do to convince people to vote yes on both options.
I want to thank all of you for all you're doing for the students of Robbinsdale area schools.
Saturday morning in New Hope.
There are a million other things you guys could be doing on a beautiful Saturday morning.
Dozens gathered for a common goal.
We are gathered here today to make sure that we can get both of these questions passed.
This group of parents, teachers, and volunteers want to encourage voters to go to the polls on November 4th and vote yes on 2 questions that would shape the future of students in the Robbinsdale School District.
The first question is the renewal of the existing operating levy. That brings in $20 million a year. Voters approved it in 2008, and we need voters to renew it again this year. You said you did your reviews?
The second question asks voters to fund new technology by spending an extra $7 a month for the next 10 years to support student learning.
I'd stay away from Shakespeare.
Karen Mangiamelli is a teacher at Robbinsdale Middle School, where students have Chromebooks to use in school and take home every night.
We are teaching them how to use them as tools, not toys. And it will take a little bit while, but we will be doing a lot of better service about making sure that our students are ready for the real world, that they're digitally literate, and that they're safe.
Okay.
In order to get that word out,
Hi, good morning. Good morning. We're with Yes 281.
district parents like Cam Yaho are going door to door to interact with voters.
We're so pro-education
Oh,
here,
wonderful.
so you don't have to convince me.
Fabulous.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
That's one person who will vote yes twice.
When you ask them face to face, are you going to vote yes twice? And they say yes, there's a little stronger commitment than if they were to say it over the phone or get an email about it.
Now they have 3 more weeks to get others on board.
It's the best way to engage voters.
In Golden Valley, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Now to an issue impacting the city of Plymouth. On Tuesday, the city council will consider a temporary ban on the manufacturing and distribution of medical marijuana in the city. City officials feel a temporary ban is necessary so that the city can study the possibility of a medical marijuana facility locating in Plymouth. There is concern about traffic, hours of operation, and security requirements. State law will allow 2 manufacturers that can each establish 4 distribution facilities around the state. Relief from train noise could be coming to a New Hope neighborhood. The City Council may approve a quiet zone at Winnetka Avenue. No train horns is actually a costly proposal since it requires mandatory crossing upgrades. In this case, the city would be responsible for $250,000 in circuitry upgrades. A quiet zone was also approved for the crossing at Boone Avenue. That's just a half-mile away.
Brooklyn Park Police are warning residents about a scam targeting Star Tribune subscribers. Customers of the newspaper are getting fraudulent renewal notices that look like this. The address on this fraudulent billing statement lists Henderson, Nevada. The Star Tribune's actual payment processing center is in St. Louis, Missouri.
From updating playgrounds to improving ball fields, Crystal, Golden Valley, and Brooklyn Park all have their eyes on Hennepin County Youth Sports Grant funds. Brooklyn Park is requesting $165,000 to help pay for improvements at Zane Sports Park. The money would go towards dugout covers, scoreboards, and new fencing. The sports grants are funded by the sales tax used to help pay for Target Field. In addition to Brooklyn Park, Golden Valley is seeking $325,000 to improve parking access and upgrade the baseball and soccer fields at Sandberg Learning Center. And Crystal is requesting $65,000 to replace playground equipment at Bassett Creek Park. Cities will find out in December if their requests get approved. Coming up, a look at the job market through a job seeker's perspective.
And then later in sports, Osseo and Maple Grove battle to the end in a big football matchup.
But first, the sun pops out on Tuesday. Temperatures should top out in the 60s.
There is no doubt the job market has improved since the days of the recession.
Minnesota's unemployment rate now sits at 4.3%, and job vacancies are at a 13-year high, with the state reporting more than 84,000 job vacancies. Still, thousands are unemployed, and how the jobs picture looks depends largely on which side you're sitting.
Okay.
Chris Gunn is walking into a crucial part of the job search.
Grab onto that string that you have. Okay, next.
A networking class at the Workforce Center in Brooklyn Park.
The length of string you have, you're going to go ahead and tell us about yourself.
The search for a job can be wound with uncertainties.
My name is Chris Gunn. My job title is I'm a data modeler, data architect.
IT professional Chris Gunn has been searching for almost a year after being laid off at General Mills.
Looking for a job right now is difficult. It's a full-time job.
As you go around,
I network in the morning and I apply for jobs in the afternoon.
Okay, so you'd like for it to be at the North Workforce Center.
After 11 years as an employment counselor, Cynthia Wilson knows the job market is better now for her clients than it was just a year ago.
They are not necessarily accepting jobs that are comparable to where they've been, but they are definitely finding employment.
While Wilson says it's taking her clients on average 6 to 8 months to find a new position, Wilson's caseload has dropped to about 80 job seekers, compared to 140 last year.
You see folks coming through the doors often, but it's as they come in the door, there are folks who are also going back out the door.
I did have a face-to-face interview with United Healthcare.
For Chris Gunn,
I came in second.
The job search is best described as a roller coaster of emotions.
none of this is wasted time.
But he's feeling optimistic thanks to networking groups and job counseling and skills training through the nonprofit Hired at the Workforce Center.
In the last month or so, I've felt closer than I have in the previous 9 months.
He's just hoping to land that job soon. Coming up, the contest in Golden Valley that requires heavy machinery and a really large scale.
But first in sports, highlights from some close battles in playoff soccer. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back. Well, good weekend for Wayzata boys soccer, but it wasn't easy.
No, yeah, you never know when you get to the playoffs. And they certainly had a tough one on Saturday. The Wayzata boys soccer team earned the top seed in the Section 6 AA tournament, and they played a nail-biter in the semifinals as they faced Roseville at home. Wayzata's Ethan Took with the crossing pass that the keeper tries to swat away. Clayton Smith gets a shot, goes off the goalpost, though. This game goes to overtime, still scoreless. In OT, David Allmer with the long free kick. Arthur Perrins heads it to McLean King. Right back to Perrins for the goal here. And the Wayzata wins in exciting fashion. They move in to the section final. Wayzata now meets St. Louis Park for the title. That match is Tuesday at 5 p.m. at Wayzata. The Armstrong and Hopkins girls played a one-goal game during the season, with Armstrong winning. The Falcons hosting Hopkins in the Section 6 AA semifinals. Scoreless in the second half when Armstrong's Anna Wilcox knocks it to Isabel Snow. To Holly Enderle, her shot off the keeper's hands and in. Armstrong breaks the deadlock and they lead 1-0. But Hopkins battles back. Rachel St. Clair gets it to Isabel Olson. Her run is stopped, but Corbin Boyd follows up with a blast that finds the back of the net, evens the score at 1. Later in the second half, a great effort by Ashley Aiken. She dribbles to get some space and then lofts a high shot over the keeper and in. That's the game winner as Hopkins eliminates Armstrong 2-1. In the other semifinal, top seed Wayzata beats Minnetonka 3-1. The championship Tuesday is set. Hopkins plays at Wayzata at 7 o'clock. In Section 6A, the Providence Academy girls knocked off third-seeded Waconia in the quarterfinals, and they were looking to pull off another upset in the semis. Second-seeded Benilde St. Margaret's hosting the Lions. Second half, Benilde Emma Vanderheide gets the corner kick. Allie Coughlin's header saved on a nice stop by Providence goalie Megan Healy, but this is mostly Benilde all game. Coughlin scores there off the nice corner kick from Sophia Rue. Benilde wins 4-0. They'll move into the championship game Tuesday, where they'll play at Orono. In Section 6A boys play, Breck wins a shootout over Benilde in one semifinal. Mustangs will host Chaska in the title game Tuesday at 7. In Section 5A girls, Park Center's girls play Heritage Christian in the semifinals Tuesday at Park Center. It's Totino Grace and Monticello in the other semi. The winners there will play for the championship Thursday. The defending state champion Wayzata girls swimming and diving team won an important meet on Saturday. The Trojans were the top team in the Section 5AA True Team meet. Wayzata scored 1,928 points. Swimmers Madison Price, Alexis Schaff, and Carly Quast, plus 3 Wayzata relay teams, all set meet and or pool records, as did diver Brooke Fontaine. Mounds View finished second in the meet, followed by Armstrong and Osseo. The True Team State meet is Thursday at the University of Minnesota's Aquatic Center. Final games of the regular season in football are coming up Wednesday night. Osseo and Maple Grove played one of the better games of the season last Friday in Week 7. The Orioles looking to knock off the unbeaten Crimson on the road. Late first quarter, Maple Grove's Clark Winicky bounces out right side, takes this one 31 yards for a touchdown. He finishes the game with 176 yards rushing. Crimson lead 14-0 after one. 14-7 at the halftime. This is the opening kickoff in the second half. DeMario Armstrong making one of the biggest plays of the game. Takes this one back for Osseo 85 yards all the way to the Maple Grove 5-yard line. It set up a Justin Ekior touchdown, which tied the game at 14. Maple Grove goes back in front later in the quarter. Isaac Collins with a 16-yard touchdown run. Collins rushed for 141 yards and 2 scores. It's 20-14 Crimson. 1:47 to play in the game. The Orioles down 6. Martellus Hughes snagging the pass there from Malik Gaylord for 5 yards out. The Orioles add the extra point and they win at 27-26. We'll look ahead to the final games of the season Tuesday starting at 4 on 12 News. And that's it for sports.
All right, thanks a lot, John. And we have some late-breaking news in the search for missing kayaker Paul Michael Bust.
Yeah, he's been missing since Saturday, and Cassie Bonstrom is live now on the phone at Medicine Lake. Cassie, what's the latest?
Yeah, hi, Mike and Alex. The Hennepin County Sheriff Rich Stanek just confirmed that they did find the body of 31-year-old Paul Michael Bust. They found the body around 3 p.m. in about 10 feet of water about 100 yards from shore. That is approximately the same area where they found the overturned kayak on Saturday morning. Now, police still don't quite know why that there was no one called police between about 2:30 a.m. on Saturday and until another boater found the kayak overturned around 7:30 or 8 o'clock that morning. They have been searching for 3 days now to find the body of Michael Buss or to learn new information as to what happened to the man. Again, they found him this afternoon in about 10 feet of water, 100 yards from shore. They still say no foul play is suspected, but they are, of course, continuing their investigation. The family is here at the scene learning new information about the case, and they are going to hold a vigil nearby. However, they have requested privacy. The sheriff says they will continue to investigate and will release more information as it becomes available.
And one question, Cassie, I understand is still that gap in time, right? That's one answer that they want to get. What happened there, right?
Yes, the sheriff continues to say that there are more questions than there are answers at this point. They do not have a good reason as to why there was this gap in time. However, alcohol was involved, and they'll continue to look into that. However, again, no foul play is suspected at this time.
All right, Cassie Bonstrom reporting from Medicine Lake in Plymouth. And we'll be right back with a final story right after this.
And finally, neighbors in Golden Valley are calling this weekend's Kelly Drive pumpkin weigh-off the best ever.
The winning pumpkin belonged to Bob Bruner. It weighed in at 695 pounds, and that's the big boy there on the left, on the far left in that shot. The second place pumpkin weighed 590 pounds, and there was even a winner for the most beautiful pumpkin. Right? Well, the crowds were also big. Good weather cooperated to help bring out as many as 1,400 people for the annual event. This all started 18 years ago as a way to get to know the neighbors and has grown since then. In fact, they figured out a way to keep track of the number of people by giving out stickers. They'd put a sticker on somebody, and they had 1,000 stickers, except they ran out. So they estimate that they know it's over 1,000, and it could be as many as 1,200 to 1,400.
Wow, quite the neighborhood tradition.
Oh, yeah, it is
involved.
amazing every year. Yeah. That's it for now. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here tomorrow at 4. Community Corner is coming up next.